Hey guys! So, last time what we talked about were some of the early Native American tribes who were in the United States, specifically in Texas. And this time, what we're going to talk about is I'm going to tell you one more cool fact about the Humanos, and then I'm going to introduce the next part of our lesson, which is the early explorers in Texas. Now, the people who are going to actually do the next video is going to be third period. Don't worry, second period, you'll get your chance. But video 4 is going to be third period telling us about the early explorers. But like I said, all we're going to cover today is one other fact about the Humanos and some of their trading, and then intro the lesson. And today to help me, I have a couple people like Wallace and then one other person who I'll introduce to you shortly. Now, Wallace wants you to remember that Humano is actually a word that means trader. It's a Spanish word that means to trade, not like a trader, but one who trades. Anyway, and the Humanos, remember, they belong to the Pueblo culture, and trading was their profession. Remember they had those face tattoos, like the one that, Charles wanted to get? Look, Wallace, he kind of has some little face tattoos with his little mustache, yeah. Anyway, and so because of that trading, they were a part of a system, and there's a couple of words that we use today in modern language that are very instrumental to our trading system. So today with me I have a Russian trading expert who's going to tell you some important terms that you need to remember. So, Babushka, please let us know what those terms are.
Hello, you can call me Babushka. That is good plan if you call me Babushka. So I'm going to tell you about trading, and trading between states and trading in the same state. So, intrastate. That means you are trading in same state. Like Texas, you trade with Texas. You don't go anywhere else. Why would you go anywhere else? But for interstate, you see that? Yes, interstate. That means you have to enter a new state to trade. So it's like between states. So Texas and Wisconsin, maybe. That seems like a good plan. We go get some cheese. Okay, so remember, inter, in between the different states. Intra, in same state. Thank you for having me on your lesson today.
Thank you so much, Babushka. What a smart little Babushka. We need more Babushkas in our lives, don't we? So, now, what that has to do with the Humanos is that when they were trading with various tribes, they were using systems like, the intrastate, which there weren't necessarily states back then, but they traded among tribes and among tribal regions. And interstate might be a familiar word to you because I'm sure we've all been in traffic on 35 or IH-35, which stands for Interstate Highway 35. So there you go. So the important things for you to remember about that is just that one last fact about the Humanos and their trading, and then those couple of new vocab words. So now I have a little experience that I want to share with you that might sound familiar. So when you were little, would you ever be like playing with a, really cool new toy, or hey, maybe this happened last week, and you were playing with it and your sibling had no interest in it, but then just because you were playing with it, all of a sudden they wanted it too. You know what I'm saying? And then from that point, an epic fight would result. Well, that very familiar story is pretty much the story of early Texas. You see, the Spanish had been exploring in Texas since like the early 1500s, but they were over it. They didn't find any precious metals, they didn't find any raw materials they were too interested in, so they traveled a little further down south towards Mexico, and again, just kind of gave up their interest in Texas. But then the French started to colonize and kind of be interested in Texas, and all of a sudden, just because the French were there, the Spanish were like, wait, hey, that's us too, we want to be there. And guys, you have to remember that about history, that a lot of times it's just a story of rivalry between nations, especially some of the European nations. And so what we're going to learn in this next unit is kind of this conflict, this tension between the French explorers who were colonizing Texas and the Spanish explorers who were colonizing Texas. And remember how, there's 6 flags over Texas? That's because 6 different nations used to rule Texas, some of the first being the French and the Spanish. So stay tuned. Remember, next time, video 4 will show, actually third period, explain to you some of the first Spanish explorers. See ya.